Ciao ragazzi, Roberta Pasta Evangelist. Today we are going to make fettuccine. To make fettuccine, the ingredients are simply two. So we got the 00 flour. You can also use a mix of 00 flour and durum flour. And simple eggs. So we are using, remember, every 100 grams of flour, you're gonna use one large egg. I do the traditional way. Today I just wanna serve 2 people, so it's 202 eggs. I'm going to leave a space in the middle and simply place the 2 eggs. Oh, without the shell, it will be nice. And then the second egg, I have used today golden yolk eggs, which is going to really bring a nice color to the pasta. I always do, especially when I make fresh pasta, I really prefer a good quality of eggs. If you think about, guys, it's just 2 ingredients, so go for the best quality. Now, I want you to grab a clean fork. You don't need no salt, no olive oil, just flour and eggs. You break the eggs first, and at this stage, I always suggest you to go with a fork so you don't go into get your hands all sticky. And be very careful, otherwise the eggs from the board to the floor, it takes 1 second. And then it's just like, who wants to clean an egg on the floor? You mix until you get a really dry consistency, and the dough looks more or less like scrambled eggs, and then we can start kneading by hand. And ragazzi, I have my dough ready. I left rested for about 10 minutes. This will activate the gluten. It will be better for you to stretch, and even the consistency will be just perfect. So I'm going to show you. I will stretch the dough with the pasta machine, but then I will cut by hand the fettuccine. So I just need half of the dough. So I do, let's say, in batch, just because it's going to be a little bit too long to pull out of the machine if you use it all. Now I'm going to spread a little bit of semola. Again, it's important for me, the rustic consistency. The surface has to be really nice and rustic, so he will hold the sauce. And now we are going back to the machine. What we do, we start from number 0, always the widest part of the machine, and you will use more semolina in case the dough is too sticky. You are going to fold. That's important, guys. The first time that you put the dough through the machine, it's always 3 times at number 0, which I fold and stretch again. That's the last that I'm gonna do a number 0. Okay? From now we can move to number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will leave a number 5 because I wanted the fettuccine to have, you know, a thickness about 1 millimeter. I will not go under 1 millimeter, so it's really lose the consistency then. Now, number 1, back on the board, a little bit of semola, and now we go to number 2. As I say, guys, this time I do up to number 5, yeah? Normally when I do filled pasta, I will stop at number 6, so a little bit thinner. So and make sure you don't skip the, I know you guys, I know. You're gonna go from number 2 to number 4, and then the pasta will be stuck in the machine. Now that I have gone through the machine up to number 5, without skipping any number, we are ready to then cut by hand. It is really nice when you simply need a knife, you use a knife. Sometimes the machine doesn't come with a setting, so don't worry. it's not a problem. You can still cut it by hand. Now let's spread semola. This is important because when we cut by hand, what we're doing, we're rolling each way. So we want it to spread as much semola as possible so it doesn't stick together, guys, yeah? And let me show you. I roll it and then put in more semola. Don't worry, this flour will be shaken off once you have shaped the pasta. So don't worry in case you think there is too much flour left. Can you see, guys? Two big roll. They have plenty of semola, and now you just need a kitchen knife. Well, mine is pretty scary, but don't worry, any knife will work. And we start cutting, okay? We going to just go through. They don't have to be. Every time I do homemade pasta, especially when I use this technique, so I cut it by hand, I don't really mind if they really don't look too similar. Remember, this is a homemade pasta, so it is nice as it is. The fettuccine, guys, let me tell you the difference between the fettuccine and tagliatelle, because some people are just like, what's the difference? Well, the shape is exactly the same. The tagliatella will be 10 millimeter wide. The fettuccine will be 8, so a little bit smaller than the normal tagliatella. Now, ragazzi, with a knife, you just go down and you lift. And that's your beautiful fettuccine. Now you can simply leave it to rest for a couple of minutes on a wooden board. You can cook straight away, you don't have to wait. In case you wanted to eat your fresh pasta tomorrow, I would suggest to put it straight into the freezer. Fresh pasta doesn't really like to be stored in the fridge. And here we are, guys. Let me nest for you. Just a little nest, guys, and then you can leave it on the board. Normally I prefer wooden board, it's the only material will breathe and will let the pasta dry. Fettuccine now ready. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more pasta and more sauces. Ciao ragazzi!